With Claude Code and 23 minutes of time, we want to try to create a Generals Command & Conquer Generals 0-hour clone. Our goal is to have this battle tank in the map moving slightly realistically. We will not build a full 3D game. It will be more like 2.5, like Age of Empires like. But if we are successful, I think it can look amazing. So what we need is some assets and a plan, of course. We will come back later to those assets. First, we want to kick off our Claude Code to create the plan, because it is very important that we do create a plan. So first thing, we have to move into the plan mode, and for that, then I will just copy paste the prompt I created. I find the prompt and I copy paste it. And we go into the Vim mode. We press Command G. We enter the Vim mode and paste it here. This is the full plan. Feel free to take a screenshot of it, paste it, use it for yourself. I will not explain every detail. If you want those details be explained, please let me know in the comments. And yeah, that's basically it. We hit it off and let already Claude Code now create the plan. And while Claude Code is doing that, we start our timer, of course. We only have 23 minutes. And I will explain you a little bit about the assets we're gonna need. Because if you want to fake 3D, like I show you quickly, for example, if in Age of Empires, you also have these 3D elements. This is not a 3D game. It looks like 3D. So how we do that? We create sprites from a 3D model. And this we're gonna do with our tank. In my previous video, I started creating Age of Empires, but we realized it is very complex. And actually said I will continue with that, but first we want to do that here in the Generals 0-hour game. So let's proceed. We check if Claude Code is ready with the plan. It's asking some questions. For doing what exactly? Okay, it wants to explore stuff. That's totally fine. It can do that. It's exploring the project structure. You can also run Claude Code in like YOLO mode. I usually prefer not to do that. I like to see what is actually happening and give straight instructions. It's writing now the plan. It has the full context and will write now the plan. So perfect. We can keep talking a little bit about the assets. What I did, I uploaded an image to Sam3D. Sam3D is totally free. You just have to Google Sam3D. Then you get it here. It's from AI, it's from Meta. And then you click here and then you try the playground and then you click try it. And then you do create 3D scenes. And there you import an image, the tank. I did that here and already prepared the different elements. So to make things moving, we have to separate what we actually shall move. So we have the whole of the tank. And on top of that, we add this part here. And then also this part, and those we downloaded as GLB elements. Okay, let's take a quick look at what Claude Code is done. It has all the context ready and is able to, what you would like to proceed, to start coding actually. It took us 3 minutes, this part. we hit enter. So Claude Code can now start actually implementing the first step. That will be basically a map. For now, it's only the map. And then we place into the map our tank, and then it shall move and actually also have this small rotations what a real tank actually has. Okay, so back to this thing. Yeah, I wanted to show you how it actually works. So after you pressed this thing, you can just upload an image, and we use this tank here. Once it is uploaded, you will be able to create a 3D model out of that. We just take a quick look. Okay, it's ready. We can, yeah, sorry for shifting back and forth, but I mean, we have not that much time, so I think it's necessary. It shall create, it's now using Vite, and actually, yes, we use PixiJS. Do you want to proceed? Yes, I want to proceed. The taste stack I also put in the prompt. If you want to take a deeper look at it, you can just revert the video and check it. Then you can actually analyze what I was doing. So now it is installing what is necessary to install. It did a type check, I think. All source files. Okay, it seems that something went a little bit wrong with the setup, so it's writing the files itself. Now it's writing the map. What I'm not so sure is, it already started to... sometimes Claude tends to write everything at once, which we don't want. We can give it now some more time. I think we do that because it's already writing the tank. What did you do already? On first step, I only want to see the map. Give me, start the web server and give me the URL to test it. Then you wait my feedback, and only after that you proceed with the next step. Sometimes you have to stop Claude Code, then it just runs off, wants to do everything. I think this is now the case here. Okay, it wrote enter tank. So what it's doing now, but you're right, let me finish step one. Probably I need to write main.ts with just a map, then start the server. The tank file is but won't be used yet. Okay, perfect. That's exactly what I want. So it's starting the server, and then after roughly like 8 minutes, we're gonna see something. So we can then do this and see if it's working. I don't know if it might be that this port is already in use, but that's not a problem. Then we can just kill it. Okay, so the dev server is running and we are supposed to see the map. So let's do that. We open a new tab here, put it in, and here we have our map. Okay, our desert map. Looks totally fine. I'm happy with that. Well, desert is a little bit trist, but that's generals. Okay, works good. Proceed with step 2. That's what we do. Okay, to our little excursion here, we have now the tank. So the only thing what you have to do is you press somewhere. Then it gives you like some instructions. We don't need that yet. And then sometimes it's missing some parts. So here we also click so that this part is not going to be missed. And then you press generate the model. And what we get then is like the full tank. Generating a little bit, got it, build your secret adding. Okay, then you can add more objects. So here we have our tank, and it's even, that's very nice, it even was modeling the parts that it's not seeing. So this here, it could not see, but it's imagining how it will look like. So this we could already use. Problem with this one is it would be very static. It would not be possible to move different elements. This is why we separated them. Okay, let's go quickly back. Okay, so we have some update here. We have our little tank, which is not moving. It is just there on the map. And we look on it like from direct top. The next thing what we want is that we can actually move, that it actually moving. So it works, we proceed with the next step, and I continue a little bit with my explanation here. So we did this now, but let's say what we don't want everything now. We just want a specific part. So we press here remove, and then we say, okay, this part we don't want. And this also not. Okay, so this we also don't want to be selected. We only want to select now. Actually, we only want, let's say only this part here. No, add this part here. Yeah, let's see. So now we have only this little part here. And here we are. This is only the cannon, what we have. We will need this because we want to move it. So click the tank, select it, and we can actually move it. So let's refresh it. We can click it and it is moving. Nice. Good. I don't know if we want to zoom in already. I think not. So let's word step 4. Now I think it's getting interesting as we do our step 4. So now we're gonna run the Blender script for the hull GLB. So what it's going to use now is only this part here. This will be now our new tank. And for that, it's going to use our Python script, which I added. The Python script is very basic. The only thing what it does, it takes the 3D model, which we exported with, how is it called? SAM3D. And then, yes, I want to proceed. And then it creates like pictures of different angles of the tank. And these we use then to fake 3D. And for now we use 8 angles. If you want to amazing 3D, like, it's not really 3D. If you really want something like this, where the guy is like, see this movements. So it really looks 3D, but it's not 3D. If you want something similar like that, you have to do 32 angles and not only. So I think that is our tank, and you see it's actually moving in different directions, but I want to zoom in. So let's do that. You should see real hull sprites from the GL render replacing rectangle. Okay, nice, but I want to zoom in. It's actually very far. Use a closer default camera view. And I send it a picture because this is very far. I mean, it is fine for the map, but it's not how Generals actually is. That's important that we want a closer camera view. We scale it up 3 times. Now I cannot see the tank. And I think, yeah, I need to move on the map. I also need to move on the map with VRSD. Yeah, I hope then it's good. Because that's not that helpful, I would say. Okay, I also need to fix, it has to do some fixes. We can now move on the map. I can see my tank. And it has, okay, the problem here is we have the sprites, but it took on top already the cannon. And so that's, it looks very ugly because, I mean, what is nice that it's like moving in a way, like a tank is really moving. So the cannon stays static, but it put elements which don't fit. And I think I even can have it a little bit bigger. Maybe I want a zoom. Add also a zoom via mouse wheel. This is, I think that's important. We still have 8 minutes left, but for the better look and feel, we want it exactly like that. So I also now have a zoom. I can go pretty close to my tank. Nice. So now I think we can proceed with the next step. We have our tank, which is moving, but it does not look like nice because it's using like very ugly stuff. Proceed with step 5. So now it's using our other assets. Here you can see if you put 3 that we have for now only the whole as those sprites which are mentioning. We have 8 sprites, but we have more files which we can actually use. Good, good, good. Okay, it wants to create some more folders. That is totally fine. And in those folders, we are going to put the different sprites, the turret and the cannon. This is perfect because what is missing now are those elements to use, like this part moving and this part moving up and down. And this is like turning like a real tank. Okay, we have our map. It asks us if it shall do the rendering of the images. It's running our Python script for all the assets we actually need. We're using Blender for that, so you need Blender to be installed. The code already handles loading all 3. Okay, let's see. Let's refresh. And yeah, it does move, but it is off. I mean, one thing is good. I don't know. Don't know why the quality seems to be bad. Maybe we fix that first. Well, actually, no, it's fine. I think this is almost fine, but this thing is flying. Okay, I think we want it on idle, so I can make a better, okay, picture. But the picture, I think it does not matter. The cannon is flying. I added the picture. Now comes actually the the complicated part. And I don't know why the quality is not so good. How much time we have left? We have 5 minutes left. Let's see if we're able to fix that. Okay. The cannon sprite was rendered centered on its own bounding box, so it appears offset. I need to check what the sprites look like and adjust the epsilon offset for the cannon layer. Let me look at the sprite sizes first. Okay, nice. Could also be that the sprites are too small. So it will read now the files. And in the meantime, I think nothing changed here. Better. It's better, but I don't know if it changed already something. Okay. Okay, this seems to be tricky actually. How we can help it fixing that, because now it disappeared. Maybe we do it simple. We do only 2 elements for now. Yeah, I think that's what we have to do. Okay. How we do that? Okay. What works usually well with Claude Code is that you give it help how to do that. I would think we would try now to figure out, we don't have much time left. What we have is already not bad. One thing, maybe we focus for now. Okay, it's still doing stuff. One thing what we could do now is to focus. Now the whole turret also need matching framing. The current sprite is rendered in a different auto scale than the whole. Okay, that could be the issue. Maybe because a unified framing refresh the page. Okay, it did something. We refresh the page. And yeah, I think it's better, but not perfect. So what we need to do is now we need to provide some help to Claude. And one thing that it's not helping a lot right now, that it's moving. So we will stop its moving. Stop the idle moving. It's difficult to debug right now. And the resolution of the tank seems to be quite low. Can we fix that? Two changes: disable idle move and re-render sprites at 500 px. Yeah, I think that's much better, that it's like double the quality. We want to do that. Then they should look much better. We can even re-render at higher quality. Did it change already? Yeah, I think that's already much better. Much better now. Yeah, now we can even debug it. So it is moving. Okay, it did, no, it's not disappearing. Okay, now we can see that it's off, but we need even better quality, I think. And it's changing. I mean, here it's very big, and then it's getting smaller. What is the correct size actually? Is this the correct size? So it has some issues with the sizes, that's for sure. Okay, but the quality increased. Okay, let's do 2024 px. We have 1 minute left. I'm happy with the results so far. We do see something, the elements are moving, but the placement is quite tricky. I think on the placement, to improve those placement, we will focus on our next video. I will see how to figure it out. I will do a little research, then I tell you the results, and then together we gonna fix that. For now, we just increase the quality. We double again the quality. Then we will see done, refresh the page. Sprites are at higher quality now. Yeah, this is good. I like it. Oh, one thing I wanted to ask it, I mean, what would be the highest possible quality? Would be interesting to know what is actually possible. The main quality levels are resolution currently. We could go to 20, but return diminish, since the sprite display is much smaller on screen. Render engine, switch from AV to cycles, much better, lightning, shadows, material, blah blah. Slower to render, but for things that it's fine. Okay, I would just want to know this, and then we finish the video. You know what Age of Empires 2. What is the newest version of it? Definite Edition is using which resolution? Because if we find the standard solution, probably this is already fine. Because those are the you don't need much more details. I mean, you don't really want to zoom in that much. I think it looks already nice if you actually play it. Okay, actually it does. Age of Empires Editions uses pre-rendered sprites at roughly 128 to 256 pixels, but the key of the quality isn't raw resolution, it is many more directions. Yes, this we know. Animation frames. Each action has multiple frames rendered. High quality source renders. They render from detailed 3D models at high resolution, then downscale. Consistent art directions. Okay, they have lightning and stuff and all of this. Yeah, we keep it simple. We will do that on our next video. We want to see, we stop here and we continue there to see what is actually possible. So thanks a lot for watching, and I see you in the next one.